Previously on the Power Rangers episode reviews. Sometimes I wish that the show would just go away, just take this entire season and just throw it away. I wish it all away.
Very well. Your wish is yours to keep.
What happened? Hello? Wait, is what day? Crap, I gotta watch the new episode of Super Ninja Steel. Do I think it's gonna be good? Well, I don't know, man. I'd figured after this long, the Yosobon would finally be on top of things, but, Wait, say that again? Hasbro did what? So note to self, if you ever make a joke wish to set up your Ninjago reviews, be careful what you say because it might have a massive impact on the YouTube channel you've built for the last 5 years. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the foundation of the Ranger Nation was changed a few months ago when it was announced that the toy company Hasbro outright purchased Power Rangers from Saban. This means that the Neo Saban era is officially ending and the Hasbro era is just around the corner. However, with this massive change in ownership, it does leave me wondering, do I even have to bother with Super Ninja Steel anymore? I mean, it's pretty obvious from the last episode that the writers have given up on this show, so can I just stop watching this and wait for Beast Morphers to come out? No, I shouldn't do that. I've already invested too much time in this show, and who knows, maybe Hasbro's involvement will be able to save this season. Sure, it's a slim chance, but it's possible all the same, right? Curse my optimistic viewpoint. This is episode 9, Outfoxed. The episode opens with a previously on segment showing that in the last episode, Metamodius nearly defeated the Rangers with their Foxatron Zord, but thanks to the thing losing power, the Rangers have 24 hours to figure out how to defeat the evil Zord before it's unleashed on the city again. Cut to the school, where the Rangers worry about how their Zord stars are still broken from the last battle, with Preston telling everyone that Odious will have the Foxatron fully powered in 2 hours. Lee Vaden then shows up, saying that Mick still hasn't found a way to fix their Zord stars, so the team heads to shop class to survey the situation. As they head out though, a new girl named Sandy asks Preston if he can help her study, but because the Rangers are busy, he tells her maybe later. Victor then swoops in, asking the new student if she'd like to see his trophies, but she says she needs to work on her science project, so the jock offers to help. On the ship, Odious gets ready for her assault on the Rangers, when who should show up but the remaining two Galactic Ninja.
It's just like I told you. She has all our medallions.
I'm taking mine back. I need it for my memory powers.
Those belong to Odious now.
In 2 hours, the Foxatron will be fully charged. But if you can destroy the Rangers before then, you can have your medallions back.
What's the catch?
If you fail, my Foxatron will destroy you and the Rangers.
So no reaction to how the guy you said was dead in the last episode is miraculously still alive? Okay. Just checking. The Rangers in the meantime check with Mick, who like the Gold Ranger said still hasn't repaired their Zord stars, saying that Super Steel is too hard to melt down and reforge. The team comments that they need a way to defeat the Foxatron, and on cue, the Prism shows them a vision of brand new Zords they can use. Mick instantly throws pre-made stars into the Prism, but once the new Zord stars are made, they're stuck inside the artifact. The Rangers are confused as to what's going on when 3 hooded figures enter the base by way of magic portal. The mysterious beings say that they're here to help the Rangers retrieve the Blazord stars from the Prism, adding that according to legend, the Rangers need to earn the power of the Blazords by proving themselves worthy. Our heroes question how they're supposed to do that when they're already superheroes, but the Cloaked Three say that the Rangers are the only ones who can unlock the Blazords before leaving. The team tries to figure out what just happened, but before they can think about it too long, the alarm goes off signaling buzzcam activity, so the Rangers head out to prove their worth. In another part of the city, Wolverine and Venema announce that the Rangers will fall, and when the heroes arrive, both teams engage in combat. Turns out, though, that the medallions did actually make a difference, because without them, the Rangers Rangers are able to fight off both Galactic Ninja rather easily. In fact, things go so badly for the villains that both monsters end up retreating, leaving the Rangers to check if the fight made them worthy of the Blazords. Unfortunately, the stars still won't budge, so Mick comes up with a plan to jumpstart the team's original Zord stars by putting them in a chemical bath. The mechanic gives the Rangers a list of the chemicals he needs from the school science lab, but on their way there, Calvin and Haley stop to help their teacher retrieve her wedding ring after dropping it down a drain. The rest of the team find Victor and Monty, who are helping Sandy with her science project in the lab, and as the Rangers gather the chemicals, they see the duo accidentally mix a solution that causes their hair to get stuck together. Once Victor and Monty leave, the Rangers try to follow, but after seeing Sandy upset about her botched science experiment, Preston agrees to stay and help her. The remaining Rangers meet up with Calvin and Haley outside, where they find Victor and Monty, and despite leaving them to their own devices after all their other shenanigans, Brody decides that he can't leave them stuck together, so the team helps them separate. Later, all 6 Rangers return to shop class to check Mick's theory, and though his plan does work, the mechanic only jumpstarts one Zord star before Sarah realizes that they're out of time for the Foxatron to recharge. Knowing that they won't have enough time to jumpstart the other 5 stars, the Rangers are unsure of what to do before the Prism wakes up suddenly, giving the Blazord stars to the team. The Rangers are once again confused about why the Prism is releasing the stars now, but when the hooded figures return, they explain that the team's good deeds throughout the day have proven to the Prism that they're worthy. After the cloaks leave again, the alarm sounds for trouble, so the Rangers head out to deal with a giant Wolverine. Seeing this as the perfect opportunity, the teens call in their new Zords, and after forming the Ninja Blaze Megazord, the Rangers go toe-to-toe with Wolverine again. During the fight, Odia shows up in the Foxatron, betraying Wolverine, I guess to make sure that the monster's dead this time, before engaging the Rangers herself.
Very good. They formed the Ninja Blaze Megazord.
I like those teens. They have attitude.
Yes, we may need worthy Rangers like them in the future.
Holy crap, is that... No, don't get excited. Don't get excited. Remember the legend battle. Don't get excited. Though Odious puts up a good fight, the power of the new Megazord is just too much for her, with the Rangers finally destroying the Foxatron by launching themselves at it. The Madam survives the blast, however, retreating with Madonna to regroup, and after the fight, the teens return to school to spell out the moral of the episode. In private, Haley asks Sarah if they'll ever see the Cloaked Strangers again, but before we can focus on that, Sandy shows up to tell Preston that she passed her science project, and it seems like this is the start of a relationship for the two, but honestly, I don't care. Victor and Monty then walk in, wondering why some people are laughing at them, and the episode ends with the two revealing large bald spots from the chemicals earlier, causing the whole room to explode with laughter. This episode is odd, to say the least, and I'm not really sure how to judge it. It's not that it's as bad as the previous episode, in fact most of this is par for the course for this show, but there are definitely some problems that I'll get into in a bit. Before I get to that though, I want to talk about the things I liked in this episode, even if they are few and far between. First, I thought Victor and Monty were used pretty well here, at least in comparison to the last episode. Rather than have pointless scenes where the duo are doing their own thing to set up a joke at the end, this time around they only show up in places they'd actually be, and their antics never took away from the plot. I also really liked seeing Legendary Rangers in this episode, making that crossover that happens next time feel like it's more connected to the rest of the Ninja Steel story, but they don't really do much here outside of promote the 25th anniversary. I also like the idea behind the moral of this episode, even if it doesn't ultimately work with what's shown on screen. The main issue with the lesson that this episode's trying to teach is that it feels like the end of a character arc for the Rangers that wasn't properly set up. Usually for this type of story, you have the heroes flying high, believing that they're invincible, to the point where they start making errors in their cockiness. This allows the villains to gain the upper hand against the team, providing them with a much needed reality check that forces the good guys to go back to their roots and learn what true heroism is so they can come back stronger than before. Unfortunately for this episode, we never started a place where the Rangers feel that the most heroic of them is the best fighter, so this whole lesson feels more cookie cutter than it should. The Legendary Rangers say that the Prism will give the Rangers the Blazord stars after they prove themselves worthy, but they don't act any different from any other episode. In fact, if we look at the last episode as the first in this supposed two-parter, Brody already proved himself worthy since he wouldn't sacrifice his integrity to go on a camping trip. Or heck, I don't know, maybe the fact that the Rangers finally helped Victor and Monty out of a jam is what proved their worth to the Prism, but the teens go right back to laughing at the duo at the end, so this whole thing is just confusing. What's even more confusing is how Wolverine gets brought back into the fold in this episode, despite the fact that Madame Odious said he was dead the last time we saw her. It's rare that you see a TV show actively ignore a line of dialogue like that, especially when it could have been used as a catalyst for Odious killing Wolverine in the Zord battle. Now, maybe the writers will use all that story potential to flesh out Venom's character, but given the show's track record and how weak the villainess was shown to be in this episode, I highly doubt they'll go that route. Overall, this is one of the weaker offerings that Super Ninja Steel has given us. While it's not as bad as the last first episode, thanks to strong action and a touch of nostalgia, the fundamental flaw in the team's character arc is what's really holding it back. Add to that the show's unwillingness to build off much of anything from the cliffhanger before the hiatus, and you have an episode that I just can't recommend. But there's no rest for the weary, as the 25th anniversary special is right around the corner, so let's hope that won't be as bad as Neo Saban's first attempt at a tribute. I'm Nick, aka IronBet1993, and may the power protect you. Please subscribe for reviews of Ninja Steel, Super Ninja Steel. Also check out Dino Charge Reviews too, episode reviews. Also there's Ninjago, and I've got a Patreon. Go! Please subscribe.